It's December and it's Christmas season, and Shadow and I have come to one of my favorite places, Gooseberry Mesa. High elevation, far away from city pollution and city lights, and pristine, beautiful, clear skies. The perfect place to do astrophotography. And tonight, we're hoping to celebrate the season by going after what's called the Christmas Tree Cluster, the Snowflake Cluster, and the Cone Nebula. All of these are within a big body of deep space molecular clouds of dust and gases that create a beautiful depiction of what looks like a lit up, brilliant, bright Christmas tree. So we made our way right here, have parked right there, and we will camp in the back of the pickup, but we'll set up a fire to stay warm because it gets cold fast up here in the high elevation desert nights. And then I'm going to set up the telescope. Come along this way. I'm going to set up the telescope right over here on the opposite side of the truck to shield it from the light from the fire. Plus, we're imaging in the southern direction, so I don't think the fire will cause a problem. One of the first things I need to do when we come to these remote places, and we are all alone, I didn't see a soul for miles, is I got to get Shadow safe with his Coyote vest on. Keep him safe from predators. Come on, buddy. Come right here, little buddy. Let's get your Coyote vest on you. This is actually Kevlar to protect him from sharp teeth and claws. Plus, he doesn't look very appetizing, does he? I also keep him on a tracker, so I know how far away he is at all times, and I can send him signals. He doesn't go too far away. He knows. He's smart. He likes to be able to stay in eyesight of me. But just in case he went chasing after something. All right, you're a good boy. You look marvelous, Shadow. You look marvelous. Go have fun. I've got the scope all set up. As you can see, it's getting dark fast, and I'm starting to layer up. You'll see me layer up throughout the night more and more because it gets cold. It'll probably be below freezing. But I am set up. We're going to be imaging tonight with the Maxitoff Newtonian 1000 millimeter telescope, 190 millimeter aperture, using the Orion G24 camera, which is the equivalent to the ZWO ASI 2400 MC Pro. It's a full CMOS color camera with large pixels. It's truly meant for long focal length telescopes. If you put it on shorter focal length telescopes, you're going to undersample. And even with 1000 millimeters, I'm pushing undersampling. But it's also forgiving with guiding, although I'm getting better at guiding. So all we have to do now is wait for these beautiful skies to get darker. And if you can see the light golden sun setting on those beautiful red cliffs out there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get our camp set up. This is my inflatable camper that I built a wall for and a door, so, and a bed in there. And this thing works out real well. We're going to start a fire so we can stay warm, and then as soon as it's dark, we'll polar align and star align and all that stuff and start doing our thing. Okay, the winds have calmed down perfectly. The skies are still really clear. I've polar aligned, I've star aligned, I'm on my target. I'm taking some darks right now, and then we'll start imaging. And so while I'm waiting for the darks, look what I got going on. Does this look good or what? Mushrooms and hominy in butter, and then a good old juicy steak. Let that cook for just a couple more minutes, and then we're going to rip into that. And then we'll get back to astrophotography. This is the best part of astrophotography, cooking over a campfire. Well, the steak was delicious. It's getting colder. You can see I'm putting on more layers. But we're on the target, actively imaging. I've got probably about 20 minutes by now on the target. Let's go over to the telescope and take a look and see how it's coming along. Okay, what you see right here is this hot cluster of stars is the Christmas tree cluster. Over here, that dense cone-shaped object is the Cone Nebula, and the entire thing is often referred to as the Christmas tree nebula because it resembles, the shape of a Christmas tree. And on the top is a cone, like a pine cone. And all these brilliant stars are like, the lights on a Christmas tree. It's festive looking. It's approximately 2,400 light years from Earth, approximately 30 light years across, and as most nebulae are, it is a star nursery. And that hot patch that's glowing blue, that is where new stars are being born. And they throw off tremendously powerful stellar winds that push the nebulosity around, and it begins to hollow it out. And that's what's happening right there. This whole region is very dense with molecular clouds of space dust and gases, the hydrogens and oxygens and nitrogens, sulfurs, and all the different elements that are necessary for the creation and birth of new stars and the exoplanets that will eventually find orbit around them and create solar systems, just as ours is. This is where creation takes place, in nebulae such as this. This is coming along quite nicely. I'm happy so far. Let's let the rig do its thing, and we'll just come back and check on it in a bit. This fire that I'm sitting around, that is really crackling and popping right now, is a part of our sun. Our sun is a star, a big ball of fire, predominantly hydrogen, but a bunch of other elements too. And it emits heat and light. The wood that's burning on this fire was once a tree that absorbed through their leaves that light, and in a process called photosynthesis, converted the sunlight into energy that could be used by the tree to grow. And now I've laid those logs on that fire. The logs are burning, the tree is burning, and it's releasing heat and light. That very light that allowed it to grow into those logs that was emitted from our sun, that energy is now being released again in the form of heat and light. That's part of our sun right there. Kind of cool. Well, good morning. It was quite a night. I think things went pretty well. Got a little windy, but we got enough imaging time on the Christmas tree cluster and Cone Nebula. We're going to take a walk down along the ridge, and then I'm going to show you that image.